It's been ages. I know I say that every time, but this time it's probably been the biggest age of ages. And you can probably even see it from the YouTube end because as I'm recording this, I decided to take a break from uploading videos for the rest of the month. At least of the traditional Pokémon XG weekly uploads. Oh, and it only took one reset of the PC and one reset of the console when for some reason the controller wasn't plugged in. But besides that, no technical difficulties! So, what was I up to? Welcome back to Pokémon XG, by the way. It's been a hot minute. Kind of struggling to remember what I did last. Oh yeah, literally the last thing I did before I ran out of backlog was take on Regulum Coliseum and finally learn Brave Bird. So I think before we even start the episode up proper, I am well overdue for a makeover. A Talon Swift move makeover. Cause Wide Lens Surface, well, technically it'd still be good for Air Slash, but I think we need to go all in, making this Brave Bird priority strat as efficient as possible. So BRB, feel like at this point in the game I'm pretty good on berries. I don't really do this as often. I definitely don't do it off screen anymore. Maybe occasionally at the start of a recording session if it's convenient. I'll stop by and give him a hello, but... Oh hey, Lychee Berry, do I have those already? It's just when I was saying that there wasn't anything they really needed still from the Berry Man. I guess I never really play around with pinch berries too often, but I just can't think of a good strat with my team to really capitalize on it. Especially when I can go for the more safe option of just giving a berry that of the move type. Plus we're getting to the point in the game where not only do we have real quote-unquote held items, we have some pretty good stuff like Life Orb and Leftovers, so it's kind of hard to squeeze berries into this move roster anymore. That said, what teams do we have? Because part of the Talon Swift makeover I have in mind is Roost. Oh. Also, though, Tailwind. Do I want to... I'm so conflicted whether to go all-out offense with the Brave Bird or finally take advantage of the ability for a more supportive role. I already bought the main items that I want to use on my team, and this team's already pretty solid, minus the last slot, which typically when I play a game like Pokémon XD, I tend to have a team of 5 and keep 6 slot open for whatever Shadow Pokemon, whatever the most recent Shadow Pokemon is, just to take advantage of this whole resisting Shadow moves mechanic. Speaking of, we should probably purify that Togepi soon. It's fun to give it a test win with its weird British spelling moves and all. But that time in the Snag'em Hide, I'll also show that Togepi's not really meant to be a Shadow Pokemon. It's meant to be wild and free. Well, pure and free. So maybe we should alleviate that after the Talon Swift makeover. I really wish this was a more recent gen, if only so I could actually do what they've done in the very recent gens of having all the Legends Arceus approach of having all your moves and just being able to swap between them on the fly. Especially in a game like this where there's so many different battles, different options that I can do with my team members. It'd be fun to actually swap between various strategies on the fly. Tangents aside, do I really want to spend 1,000 Poke Coupons for a Roost when I've definitely had it in the past? I wish I didn't have to choose, but I mean, Air Slash is still fairly accurate. But if we're spamming Brave Bird, we definitely need some recovery. I guess I'll get rid of Hyper Voice. I just feels like I'm having less and less Pokemon that actually have the ability to hit both targets. And I feel like I'm gonna be missing that soon enough. I mean, I'm so conflicted about getting rid of, well, practically anything in my move pool. But this new and improved Talon Swift doesn't really have room for inaccurate moves, even if 95% is a thing. So I'm gonna just go all in with the flying support. If it wasn't for the fact that it'd be only one-time use, unless I was thinking Pokemon XG changed, I don't see why it would be, but I just had a sudden memory that it might be. Okay, I do have a spare Life Orb. I think I can. I think I want to run Life Orb Talon Swift. It's just been so long, I should probably double check what other items. We're not really running a sand team though. I didn't even think about that, but how have I never paid attention to what Ellie's ability is? Don't mind, I think I'm going to do a little bit of experimentation with that. Wait, I'm getting deja vu. I definitely did this before. Maybe not with Ellie, but I definitely was like, let's mess around with someone's ability just in case. Oh yeah, I think I was... Now I want to double check the video, but I think I was experimenting to see if I could change abilities of Shadow Pokemon while they were Shadow. My only concern is, like, I'm already playing defensive, so if I'm getting hit into sturdy range, then my Assault Vest has already not served its purpose. Well, we'll leave it like that for now. I just realized that we're going on 20 minutes and all I've done was just mess around in menus. If only to give it some... if only so there's something in this footage worth salvaging. Let's check out the Purification Chamber. And maybe stuff a couple Shadow Pokemon in so we can finally get them purified. I've been going back and forth on it. But since we got purified the Shadow Togepi anyways, I think I'm gonna purify Sableye. Finally time for it to shine. Besides, I'm used to seeing it more as a purified Sableye rather than the Shadow Sableye. It's like the one purified Pokemon that actually does something in Pokemon Go. Great, now I gotta explain the joke and kill it. But I don't know if enough people play Pokemon Go to get the reference. Basically, like, if you ever played Pokemon and watched the Pokemon Go segments, you'll see a lot of Shadow Pokemon running around in the meta. But when it comes to Purified Pokemon, the only one you ever actually see is Sableye. And that's because, like, Shadow Pokemon have, like, this whole thing where they have an attack boost, but it's supposed to be balanced out by them having a defense drop while they're Shadow and before they're Purified. Oh, I didn't even pay attention to moves. I can't think of a nickname for you right now, buddy. Remind me to come back to that later, though. Because I feel like we've definitely spent enough time with that Sableye that it deserves a nickname. But yeah, the whole Pokemon Go thing. The whole losing defense supposed to make it a give and take thing, but ultimately it just turned... You know, I've been stumbling on my words. Ooh! I was gonna say, why don't we just appreciate the Togepi's move pool and then the Shell Smash? Like, that is a wild yet perfectly sensible idea for a mod. Oh my god, no, that's right. Gen 3 Pokemon. No Togekiss. First thought that came to mind was Shell Smash Togetic or Togekiss. I can't believe I didn't give a nickname to my precious Sableye, but... I was able to come up with a dumb name for this little thing. That's basically what's going through my head. Just shell boosted air slashes for days. Though, but then we have to give it back to the dude. Be honest with yourself, Jackie K. Would you actually use the Togepi even if it could be a Togekiss? As funny as Shell Smash Air Slash combo would be, the Togepi will have a much better life living with someone else, or living with someone that will actually care and love it. Let's just go do that before I change my mind. Cause Shell Smash Togetic isn't even a bad option. But you put all this thought into what you're gonna get rid of, but think about what you gain. He trades you the Togepi for something special, and in the original game, it's a really, really cool Elekid that has like all the punching moves, even and a whole bunch of stuff that you can normally get in that generation. Go for it. Finish this purification, I'm so glad. You're back to normal, Togepi. Now may I have it back? I'd be willing to trade you the Bond Slide I've been raising in return. Well... Now I don't feel half as bad for my dumb nickname that I gave trading. Let's check the move pool. I was so ready to just push off this Bonsai trade as one of the worst things I've ever did. Oh my god! First impression! Can Sudowoodo even learn that move? It's like, my mindset was like, sure, it's cool that we actually got a Gen 4 Pokemon in the Gen 3 game, but if I ever actually want to use it, it's just going to evolve into a Sudowoodo, but I'm like, these moves, man. Head Smash, Wish, First Impression, basically a even more powerful Fake Out. Kind of sucks that all of his moves are recoil. Just as I was about to say that, I completely looked over the fact that it has Rock Head. I think we're actually going to use this Bonsly. At least for a little bit. We kinda need something to fill out that last slot until we run into more Shadow Pokemon anyways. I can't believe I was still ready to brush off that Bonsly so quickly. So I think it's finally time to go to Cypress Key Lair. But a little more preparation. I've put this off for way too long. It is time to finally go into Cypress Key Lair. We got our Snag Machine back. We're ready to wreak havoc. I was going to show off the fact that I did the Togepi trade. Why don't we just try it out on Zook? What could possibly go wrong? It's not... I totally beat this butt last time, so why am I so afraid? After all, I can show off the two main things I've done since the last episode, assuming that the whole intermission of preparing all that stuff wasn't exclusively the entire last episode. So one, get to the Zangus out of the way. Oh, Intimidate lead. Now that we got Brave Bird while grinding in the Coliseum, I think it's finally time to play around with that move pool a bit. So let's get a little Tailwind going. The coolest part about this Bonsly is it has Rock Head for an ability, so these recoil moves Oh, we also have first impression too. I think I'm gonna go for... Let's lead off with that and just see where it goes. Practically nowhere. Ah well. Perfect, perfect. We could probably just... Oh, that's right, you have... Of course you're getting up on Talon Swift. Didn't even get a chance to flex my brand new Brave Bird off at ya. Makes it a little more underwhelming, but... I don't care what comes out next. I have to see what Head Smash does. Wow, why is everyone so afraid to attack the Bomb Slide? It's a baby tree! Oh, that's right, this is running on Gen 4 mechanics, not Gen 3. Thank goodness that didn't bite me in the butt. Because I actually want to catch this Zangoose. No offense, Bomb Slide, but I like having the Shadow Pokemon. And I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure you have the time to shine in the sun. Because this will be the only time we get to see Bonsai in action. Screw Battle Bingo, that doesn't count. And I kinda like to forget that it was a thing. Since none of you are since all you are so afraid to attack me, why don't I do a little setup? Because I at least assume eventually some of y'all are gonna want to attack me. There we go. That... I know it's like a standard shadow move, but I still have the impression that Evil Light is doing me good service. So you can throw the Pokeball. I'm feeling ambitious. I only have 18 Ultra Balls. And no idea where the rest of the money went. So if I can catch this thing in a Great Ball and save the Ultra Balls for some even more tough stuff inside the lair itself, all the better as far as I'm concerned. And now I would have felt silly if I used the Ultra Ball. I mean, I guess you'd never really know. If I did Ultra Ball, I would have never known that there would have been an issue with the Great Ball. It is what it is. Now, poor Sonorsby, you're kind of worn out. I wish there was a way to have Wish target the Zoomerol instead. This would make it a fantastic doubles partner if that was the case. But this is a decent consolation prize. Oh, Machamp. Wait, I have a Fairy Tape out on the field. Great, I want Sonorsby to attack both these things. You're quad weak, but... You're also quad weak to this! And something my gut tells me that it has sturdy anyways. Oh, excuse me. So, I kinda feeling it won't really matter again. And who would have thought that the next immediate battle after you get the traded Pokemon from the purified Togepi would be the perfect showcase of said Pokemon you get from the trade. Well, at least I didn't get obliterated by a ground-type move. Oh ho ho ho! Zook, my poor friend. You're literally made to be fodder for this Bonsly. A frickin' baby Bonsly. Talk about overkill. Man, it's good to be back. Kinda sucks for about Talon Swift, but he's used to it by now. Alright, so I guess, just want to go for the most accurate moves possible, and I don't recall what the accuracy of some of these moves are off the top of my head, so... Just Body Slam to finish it off. Yeah, I was having so much fun I completely forgot about how weak swimmer speed was already. Oh well, it gives Funlin a chance to get some experience. I think you still have Rock Tomb. Yeah, there we go. I just don't want to waste the power points for Head Smash. We just started using it, I just realized I only had 5 power points. Alright. That's enough to take care of the job. As he should. As he should. Thanks for the Zangoose, by the way, Zook. Ugh, the punk funked me. Funked me. And Gordon will be furious again. I should go away. Somewhere Cypher's influence won't have any influence. So long, punk. I had enough battling you to last a lifetime. Now, the smartest thing would be to go back and heal before triggering a cutscene, but like, maybe I can get to a healing machine before fights actually. Just go heal, you fool. Last thing we need is Talent Swift to miss out on more experience. Or as if we haven't had enough tangents as is. Oh, that's right. There's definitely a Shadow Pokemon we can snag. Because there's not only the scripted one from Mirror B, while we didn't have the machine. Mod was mean enough to give us a Shadow Skarmory when we couldn't snag it. And barely explain why in the adjustments to the plot. Ugh. Just when I got done celebrating that we were done with Pyrite Town, did literally everything we could possibly do, and it's fine. I'll just, who cares if we were just about to storm the hideouts for so long? I'll just splice in getting a Shadow Pokemon from the first round of the Coliseum real quick, like, and we'll get right back to where we started. Regum Coliseum is open, Mr. B. If you want a little more spice in your life and battling somewhere where the enemies are actually competent and all. Alright, bring on the groove, Mirror B. I'm ready for you. That said, I'm in semi of a rush, so if you could just send out your Shadow Pokemon so I can snag it and be along my merry way, that would be very appreciated. Oh, I forgot Bombslay was still out in front. And that they're still level 25. Oh, I feel like if Bombslay levels off this, I might just like keep it at Bombslay one more level. Poor, unfortunate soul. And your Magnite resists my entire team. What am I talking about? I'm like 40 levels higher. There's no... Maybe the Magnemite because it's squad resistant, but there's no way that can survive this. Down with you. Ooh, so close yet so far. I actually wonder if Bonsai is more defensive than Sudowoodo with the Evilite and all that. I've always thought of Sudowoodo more as a defensive Pokemon than an offensive Pokemon, but it's never really like that amazing of a Pokemon to begin with. No shade against Sudowoodo. Real cool friend in my Pokemon Legends Arceus playthrough. Like, it's the first time I seriously used a Sudowoodo, and I had a grand old time with it in my party. Question is, yeah, we should roots first. Dang it, I can only do that at the very first turn, this would have been a perfect time to do it, but too little, too late. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with that Sudowoodo in my party, a lot more than I thought I would. Especially because, like, there's not really, like, any sort of spice exclusive to Sudowoodo. Like in terms of regional forms, Mega Evolutions, stuff like that, there's not anything too crazy, but it does get Woodhammer, and well, Woodhammer is the most crazy thing I can think of. And it was fun to use Mimic every now and then because it was required for field research. Alright. Hold on, I just need a moment to really ponder. How do I fight this thing without going to overkill when I have overkilled the Pokemon on my party? Both my Pokemon, I guess in a sense, are overkilled to overkill. What was Shadow Slayer again? The rust from being so long since I last played the game is really starting to show. And I'm really gonna just heal. Am I really gonna just resort to heal stalling back and forth? You know, why not? What else am I gonna use the Pokeballs on? This is probably as safe as an environment as I'll possibly get to catch something in a Pokeball. Especially, I'd much rather save my Great Balls and all that for... Okay, I mean, if it's gonna break out that easily, then perhaps I should take it a little more seriously. I guess there's still Pokespots. Technically, like, there's still, like, some Pokespot Pokemon that I would use the Pokeballs for. We're really just gonna keep having this back and forth exchange until you get caught, though, huh? Maybe it was the timer balls. It just feels like with how little money I have, I should have a lot more Pokeballs. But I guess if there's anything that comes out of being forced to do this Coliseum, it'll mean that I'll have a little bit more money going into Cypress Key Lair. But I'm gonna save you all from this back and forth that we're just having. Trust me, you're not gonna miss much unless it crits. We're just going to be going back and forth until it gets caught in a Great Ball. They use Shadow Slayer, I use Roost. Bonsai just throws Great Balls until the Absol gives up. Which makes me realize that this might be a caught loss if I end up using more Great Balls than I get money from this Coliseum. Maybe we'll just get it this time and I won't even have to worry about the cut. Editing me is really gonna hate this. Well, I'm sure that I'm losing the nutrition more, which is kind of a sign of itself. I really hate Taylor Swift to lose in their battle, and it's becoming pretty apparent that I need a Pokemon that can chip this thing away a bit more, or I could put it to sleep. Jeez, it's really been so long that been like 5 to 6 or 8 turns going back and forth with that pointless exchange when I could just swap my Pokemon with the fighting type in here relatively easily, get a Spore off, and make this thing so much more easy to catch. I might even be able to catch it in a Pokeball again. I mean, what else am I gonna do while I'm waiting for it to get a Spore off? Plus, it would be funny if, right when it's about to set up, now would be the time the ordinary Pokeball works. Oh my god, no. Game had me scared there for a second. Oh. This might be more of a fight than I gave it credit for. But if you just want to get into the Pokeball and take out that uncertainty of possibly doing a lot of damage, even though this should be a relatively weak move, I'll be happy with that too. Come on, game. Please? Pretty please? Sugar on top? that felt like the most engaging and the most pointless battle that I've had yet, all at the same time. I'm not even sure how that's possible. Well, Mitchell, when I'm done with the Coliseum, I think I've come up with a new plan from an editing standpoint of where I'm gonna add this in. Oh, by the way, if you missed it, I've gone through all these Coliseum battles already on screen. So, if you really want to see this so badly, just check the playlist. I have a card for it on the top of at the start of each video in this Pokemon XG series. Just click that card, you get the playlist, just scroll through Pyrite Coliseum battles, the videos with those battles, and you can hear me ramble while going through each one of these. I'm not gonna pain you all with a repeat just because Mirror B was in one of them. Anyways, point being, since this episode is pretty much just gonna be all the stuff before Psychic Key Lair, despite constantly saying about doing Psychic Key Lair, let's try the Aerodactyl that I completely forgot about. At least see what we get in exchange. Do I have to? I mean, I like Chikorita, but not more than Aerodactyl. Especially after all the work I went to. Well, this must be a spare Aerodactyl, because it doesn't have the nickname. Ugh. Go for it. Well, like, it's kind of obvious at this point that it's going to be the JoJo trio. Oh, you definitely don't learn this move normally. Oh my god, like, if I didn't already have an awesome grass type, I would actually just throw this on the team immediately. Payslip's a little weird, but I see it having synergy with Leech Seed, especially if you have like Spore to like sleep control in that, but we already have a grass type whose main specialty is Spore. But yeah, I mean, if for whatever reason you're playing along, you may see that screen and go, why would I trade my Aerodactyl away for a Bayleaf? But hey, it's not as bad as it seems. Like, this would be a good time to actually bring a new Shadow Pokemon, because we got 2 now to play around with. But oh man, I'm just liking this Bonsly. Evilite's working a lot better than I thought it would. A lot better than the Togepi. And we just started using it. I kind of want to keep it around for a bit. But I also want to use the Shadow Pokemon and their weird moves. Like, check out this Absol. I mean, as we saw in the Coliseum battle, Magic Bounce kind of has potential. The Shadow Slayer's neat. I kind of want to try to figure out what the wording on this exactly means, because it's Shady Tackle with recoil, but consistent damage. What the heck does consistent damage mean? It doesn't mean any. It definitely doesn't have anything to do with accuracy, because look at that freaking 95. Definitely nothing more consistent than some of the other Shadow moves we've seen. And 90 is like solid, but not amazing. There's gotta be some subcontext to it, and by the time I'm done with this recording section, I'll probably forget to ask on the Discord or webs. The weird part is that both these Pokemon have, well, they have the Shadow Hunter move. This is like a glorified facade, which is real tempting. Like, we have access to Toxic and Burn Orbs at this point. I can throw that on there. Something I have a gut. We're gonna bring the Absol though, because I think it has slightly better coverage for the team, and just to give Bonsly a little more time in the sun, I decided to have LA take a little break. It is currently the highest level member of our team, so it'll be a little bit before I get really start seriously using it anyways. Also, off screen I looked up how you evolve Bonsly into Sudowoodo. And after looking that up, I'm kind of like, maybe I'll just keep with a Bond. Maybe I'll just keep it as a Bonsly for a little bit longer, because that seems like too much work to get rid of something that would look so much more conceptually cooler in its pre-evolved form state. For the novelty side of it, like in the whole sense of, well, I could just transfer a Sudowoodo into the normal XD game. But when am I actually going to get to use a Bonsly in a 3rd generation game? And not have it be tied to something that sucks. I can tell you, almost never. Yeah. Wouldn't it be funny if we could do some fun chemistry, like if I had like Grass Absorb or Sap Sipper, and I could just like spore my partner and bounce it back at me and get the boost, and it's like it'd be a convoluted way of just like having a partner do that, but it still would be fun. Oh my god, I'm just rambling. This is definitely all gonna be just its own video. Next time for sure though. There's literally nothing else we can do besides going to Cypress Key Lair. I even fought Zook already. Take care.